Colbys.
Gail Kittredge in concert. Does your wife know you're sleeping with the boss?
Jeff, he's perspiring. The fever's broken. He's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. Mommy and Daddy are right here. Together.
I love you, Jeff. I'll always love you.
Fallon, will you marry me?
Yes. Yes. I love Jeff. You can't change that. Please don't turn this into something ugly.
Ugly? You just turned this whole world ugly for me.
Dad won't let you use this. Not even to help me.
What can I do?
Your hands may be tied, but mine sure aren't.
I don't get it. I bring you a letter by your own brother. It'll give you control of your entire company again. You're not jumping at it. Why?
I saw that letter. I asked Francesca if it were true. Don't you think she knows the father of her own son?
Maybe she's not so good at multiple choice.
Stop it! I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry for me. Be sorry for that tramp you fell for. I know what she is, and I'll prove it.
Hey, Garrett, can't you let a man have a workout in peace?
I thought you might want to see this before you left for the office.
My God. Does Jeff know about this?
Well, he will. I have a summons here for him, too.
He's done it. She has really done it. Kim, excuse us, please. We had a deal, damn it. You made a deal and you broke it.
I did.
You told me you'd forget about Philip's letter.
And so I have. What are you talking about?
A summons. Miles is taking Jeff to court to prove he's not Philip's son.
I can't be responsible for everything that Miles does.
How could he know about that letter? You showed it to him.
He had a right to see it.
You knew this had happened. You handed him a loaded gun.
Don't you bully me about Miles. It seems to me you have a lot to answer for as well.
What the hell are you talking about?
This. We've been invited to a reception, darling, to welcome the new British Vice Consul to Los Angeles, Lord Roger Langdon, and his wife, Lady Francesca Langdon.
Frankie said Singapore.
She must have got Roger to change his mind when you begged her.
She never told me. Is she moving back here?
Yes. With a title and a husband. Come to improve relations, no doubt. I thought our marriage still had a chance. Oh, how could you?
It's not going to work, Miles.
You think it won't. I think it will. Makes it kind of interesting, doesn't it?
I am a Colby.
It's your mother's word against your father's, right?
You just can't accept it, can you? That Fallon chose me.
Leave her out of this.
Don't you realize how pathetic this makes you look?
Pathetic. I'll show you how pathetic I am. You killed Randall. You'll pay for that.
We'll see who pays.
I want you to get Garrett on the phone. Jeff. Sure, I'll call you back. May I, see you a minute?
Well, if this is about the summons.
Yeah, I just got it. We have to talk.
I haven't had time to think it through.
Well, first, I want you to know I'm very impressed with what you've been doing here these last months. You've made a real contribution. But if the court decides you're not a Colby, I'll have to accept that.
Well, I'm not surprised. Thanks for the warning.
Wait. Yeah, I believe you're my brother's son, but if he wasn't your father, then you'll have to give up your Colby shares. That's the way my father wanted it. That's the way it would have to be.
Your father? What about you? You've never wanted me here.
At first, that was true.
I was just starting to trust you, respect you. But now I'm beginning to think you put Miles up to this. Oh, real Colby blood is thicker than water, right?
Jeff.
You're my father's brother. I thought that would mean something more to you.
I want to talk to you. I heard you're taking Jeff to court.
Did he come crying to Mommy?
It won't do anybody any good.
I'm somebody. It'll do me plenty.
But think of the consequences.
You think of the consequences. You're the cause of all this.
That's not fair. I didn't choose Jeff. It happened from before. It wasn't easy, you know.
Spare me, okay? I know how hard it's been for you. I've been hearing it for weeks.
You sound as if you hate me.
You know something? I don't know how I feel about you anymore.
Connie wants you to handle Jeff's case?
Well, according to her, I'm the natural choice. Young, sharp, aggressive, good-looking.
Sure, you're the best. You work for me. But you can't take the case.
Why not?
You know why not as well as I do. It's a serious conflict of interest.
Not any more than when I was going to defend Connie against Sable's charges.
The wrong choice. Jeff should have outside counsel.
I can handle either case.
We'll find someone else.
And I care about this family.
That won't count for much in court. Jason, I'm sorry. We disagree.
Is this your way of saying you think Miles is right?
I don't know who's right. It's Jeff's fight, not ours.
Jason, if you have any reason to believe that Jeff is not Philip's son, tell me.
The bottom line is you think you can handle it.
Yes, I do.
All right. Tell my big sister you're hired.
She caught me on the way out of the house this morning. I'm already on the case.
Lord Langdon, sweet. Lady Langdon. Lady Langdon.
Francesca Langdon.
I thought you were supposed to be in Singapore.
Jeff, I wanted to surprise you. Roger pulled a few strings. I can't wait to see you.
Well, I want to see you, too. Something's come up. I can be there in an hour. Is that too soon?
No, of course not. See you then.
Okay, bye.
I'm sorry, Dad. The answer is no.
Can't you see what this could do to all of us? To your mother, to Fallon, to Constancy.
Aren't you forgetting Francesca?
The whole family. Think what you're doing.
I am thinking of the family. Remember what you said about your father? He built this company out of sweat and blood and dreams.
I'm talking about now.
If I'm right, you let Aunt Connie give half of this company away to an outsider, an imposter. Your father must be turning over in his grave.
I told Jeff this morning I'd abide by the court's decision, whatever it is.
I know what it'll be. Jeff is not a Colby. He's out. End of story. Grandfather can rest in peace.
You're not doing this for the company or my father or justice. You're doing it to hurt Jeff. That worries me.
Not me. It's making my day.
Vengeance can eat a man's guts out, you know. Chewing away till there's nothing left. Let it go.
Turn the other cheek. No thanks, Dad. Once was enough.
I'm sorry I hit you. I told you that.
And that makes everything okay?
Don't do this. It's mean. It's low. I'm asking you, drop this action.
Or what? You'll cut me out of your will? Careful, Dad. You may run out of Colbys.
Missed you.
No, really?
Yeah, I did. Sit down. It's bad news, isn't it?
The Colbys are taking me to court.
What?
Miles is trying to prove I'm not a Colby. He got a hold of Philip's letter.
Sable. Oh, Jason won't let that happen.
He wants to go to court.
No, that can't be right.
I thought I could count on him, too.
He knows there's nothing to that letter. He knows that.
I'm starting to realize why you left this family.
I left because you're a Colby. They wanted you to themselves, and now they're turning on you.
Francesca, if this does go to court, will you testify? Will you tell them what you told me in Rome? Now, listen, you don't have to answer, but think about it. Discuss it with Roger.
Roger. He'll understand. He'll have to. Of course I'll testify.
You're sure?
Jeff, you're all that matters to me now. The Colbys have made us suffer long enough. It's time we fought back.
See, I haven't always been blind. About 10 years ago, I got what they call keratitis. A bad case. I was lucky, really. Some kids are born with it. With a hit record, I may finally afford an operation. What they call corneal grafts. About $50,000 ought to do it.
You mean you might really see again?
Yes. And this boy's ready for a miracle. And if you turn out to be half as beautiful as I see you in my head, that'll be miracle number 2. Yes, I want to talk about Neil.
What about Neil?
Monica, I may be a greenhorn in the record business, and I may be blind, but I can smell a double cross a mile away.
What's Neil up to?
I hear he's leaving Titania. He wants to take me with him.
Thank you for a lovely lunch. You know, Miles, I love you very much. And when I gave Jeff my holdings, I didn't mean to hurt you.
You didn't owe me those shares. I even tried to get Mom to see that.
Oh, I handled it badly. She was right about that. But if you tell her I said so, this conversation never took place.
I know you two don't get along.
She's like me. Sometimes we feel, I don't know, cornered.
Oh, well, what if there was a way out of that corner?
What do you mean?
Well, when I gave Jeff that stock, I held back some of the voting power, just enough, in case there was ever any trouble between Jason and Jeff.
Good for you.
No, good for you. I will give you that voting power if you will cancel this suit against Jeff.
This isn't about Colby Enterprises.
Oh, about the Colby family. Dragging our name through the courts and the press. You're too nice a man for that.
Look.
Oh, if there's trouble in the boardroom, fine. But cancel the lawyers, please.
I can't.
Oh, sure you can. Just say the word.
I'd do just about anything for you, but not this.
Well, why not?
I know this all seem wrong to you, but I've got to do this. I just have to, for me.
And God help you, Miles. God help us all.
What's your feeling about the advance to Wayne?
What if his record's a flop? You expect Titania to take a loss because you feel sorry for Wayne Masterson?
If the record's a flop, and it won't be, I'll cover the advance myself. Look, his pride won't allow him to accept an outright loan. An advance on his record's different.
You know, you're as blind in your own way as he is.
And you're going to open my eyes.
I can try. Monica, you feel so guilty about your privileged life that you're making a hero out of this guy.
I care about him. Is that so wrong?
You care that he's blind. That's the attraction.
I just want to help him.
Give the guy some credit. He can help himself. Maybe he's helping himself right now.
He didn't ask for that advance.
He didn't have to.
What are you afraid of, Kittredge? That if he gets his sight back, you'll have to find another angle to sell him?
Is that what you think of me?
I don't know what to think of you. You don't exactly tell me anything about yourself. Like about your wife, for instance.
Monica, I meant to tell you, the timing was wrong. Look, Gail and I haven't lived together for 2 years now.
Fine, fine. You've got a bad marriage. It's still a marriage.
You don't understand.
No, you have us confused. It's the wife who doesn't understand. Look, Neil, I don't want to discuss this. I don't sleep with married men. I don't date married men. I don't even have dinner with married men. Unless it's to fire them. What? You're planning to leave Titania Records. And you're trying to take our clients with you. I waited all night for you to tell me that.
Monica, give me a chance to explain.
No. No, you've had all you're going to get from Titania. And from me. You're out, Neil. Goodbye.
Miles Colby.
Miles, it's Arthur. I've got good news.
You heard from the detective?
He's turned up a very promising witness. I've got a statement right here in front of me.
What does it say?
Oh, no, not on the phone. You can read it on the plane tomorrow. We've got to convince him to testify.
How promising? Come on, what have you got?
Enough to change Jeff Colby's last name. Meet you at the airport at 9. Miles, sleep well.
I will. Like a baby.
Sable, Jason.
Hello, Frankie. So you're Roger. Welcome to the family.
Thank you, Sable. I've heard a lot about you from my wife.
I hope it was riveting.
Nice to see you again, Roger. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well,
Sable Colby. Hello. How are you, dear? Your sister is charming. We're so glad she's with us.
Lovely to see you again, Mary. Have you?
Jason, how are you? We meet at last.
so nice to meet you.
Your wife and I have slaved on hundreds of charity committees.
Well, I know it.
Oh, I must show you that sergeant portrait I've been telling you about.
Ah, excuse me.
Roger, Peter wants you to meet the senator in the billiards room.
Will you excuse me?
Something tells me that is not a silly woman.
She's a diplomat's wife. She can sense a chilly silence at 500 paces. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Frankie, we've both made our choices, but that doesn't mean we're strangers. We can still be friends.
Do you always take your friends to court? Jeff told me what you're doing.
That's... No, thank you. It's not my doing.
I told you the truth, and you don't believe me.
And anything that needs immediate action. Do you know, we were really delighted to know that he was posted here.
Garrett Boydson's handling Jeff's case. I don't know a better lawyer. He's my chief counsel. It's a lot of legal firepower.
Can he keep me off the stand?
I don't know that.
I'll be under oath. You know what questions they'll ask about Philip and me and what it was like between us. You told me you loved me.
Jason, I'd like a word with you.
I'm listening.
I don't quite know how to put this.
Why don't you just tell me?
Francesca has told me of your history together. You see, Jason, my wife is happy being my wife. Please don't try to change that.
Seems to me you've said it all.
Just so we understand each other.
You couldn't stay away, could you?
I want to talk to you. Why did you show Miles that letter?
I had to. He found it fascinating.
You know, I care for you. Why do you hate me so much?
Don't you act bo-peep with me. You know why. You and Jason.
What?
The little tryst at the Five Oaks Inn. Miles saw you. Once, anyway. God knows how many times it happened.
Nothing happened.
Don't you lie to me.
It's the truth.
You're so transparent, Frankie. Getting Roger posted here.
I had nothing to do with that.
You did nothing at the Five Oaks. Nothing to do with this posting. You're a regular hive of inactivity, aren't you?
What's the expression? I'll see you in court.
Yes, you will, thanks to your son.
My son. Miles is doing this.
Only because your son stole his wife.
That was Fallon's choice.
You've set Jeff against us from the start. You wanted Jeff to have Miles' wife and his money, too. Well, it won't work.
Sable, please. Think what you're doing to Jeff, to the whole family.
I didn't give a damn about your little bastard. Or you. You slut.
In Vietnam, Mr. Grogan.
Yeah. Phil Colby and I were buddies in Korea and Saigon. You know, there weren't many advisors over there in the 50s, so we saw a lot of each other.
This Captain Holmes you suggest we talk to. Of course, we'd like to locate him.
I don't even remember his first name. He could be dead for all I know. Look, I'll put all this in a deposition for you.
Will that be enough? We'd like you to testify in person, along with this Captain Holmes.
I don't know if I can spare the time. It's too bad. I know how valuable my testimony would be for you.
What are you driving at? Mr. Grogan and I discussed certain areas of mutual interest between himself and Colby Enterprises.
I won't buy your testimony.
No one's talking about buying anything. Let's just say Mr. Colby believes in being friendly with his friends.
That's good enough for me. Well, friend, you just got yourself a witness. Pleasure doing business with you. Gentlemen.
I don't like this. You want to win the case? You've got to fight hard. Not clean, not dirty. Hard.
Okay.
Okay. But I'd feel even better if we could find Holmes in those Army records.
Yeah, we will. I think I know where to look, too.
Jason Colby. Listen, I'm early for my appointment with the commission. Join me in a drink?
Well, I'm running late.
Of course, so many problems in a business day. So many fires to put out. That item in the paper, for instance, about Miles and that man Mahoney's death.
I wonder how the papers got hold of that.
And no denial from Colby Enterprises.
I don't pay a lot of attention to rumors. If I did, I couldn't afford to be seen talking to you.
And this court case coming up. Family fights can be distressing, and this one's so public. You have my sympathies, my friend.
I don't need your sympathies, Zach. I need your super tankers. Unfortunately.
I'm sorry, Ron, but Thursday's out. Yeah, I'm Friday, that too. It's a very busy month. Some other time. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Poor Ron. Is he really that bad?
Mother, you have a very maternal look on your face, and you know that makes me nervous.
I know that you're very upset about Sean still, but there's a whole world out there. It's full of hideous music, ghastly clothes, and dreadful young men for you to bring home to shock us. Doesn't that do anything for you?
Thanks for trying. We'll talk later, okay?
Bliss. I know you, darling. You're not happy unless you've got someone special in your life.
What life, Mother? That's the problem. I don't have my own. I just borrow one from my nice young men. Their politics, their causes, their interests.
Well, it's only natural for a woman to share her man's interests.
And he should share hers, too. If she has any. Look at me. I have nothing to share, nothing to give. I feel so empty.
Darling, that is not true. For months, I've been asking you to come and work for me at the Colby collection. You would be wonderful.
That works for you, Mother, but not for me. Thank you.
I love you, Bliss.
We all do. Oh, darling, you give us more than you could possibly know. Are you all right? Oh.
Bliss,
What is this?
Ocean World has made me an offer. I'm gonna take it. Move to Florida.
But you love it here.
Not really. There's nothing keeping me here. What do you expect me to do?
I don't know. If I were my mother, I'd have an answer. But I don't seem to have any lately.
Bliss,
She thinks I'll find someone new. Forget all about you.
you will.
No. Not someone like you.
Bliss, don't.
I miss you. You can't leave here, Sean. I love you. I don't care about the rest.
You'll marry me, Prince or Pauper.
Win or lose, I'm with you.
That's what I wanted to hear. I've got you and Connie and my mother on my side. Let Miles do his worst.
I need to find this guy fast.
Hey, I know Colby Enterprises is one of our biggest contractors. What do you think I'm doing down here in the middle of the night? But you gotta give me something to go on.
I don't have anything to go on. Last thing anybody heard from this guy, he was working at the Pentagon.
No first name?
No, just Holmes, Captain Holmes. How many Captain Holmes could you possibly have working here?
I can already tell you. None.
There you are. This suit goes to court tomorrow. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
I can't believe it's come to this. Roger, you're not still angry about what happened this afternoon.
I was never angry, darling, not at you. But I think the less you see of your family right now, the better.
That's not going to be practical.
We'll make it practical. This trial's going to be an ugly business. I'd like you to keep well out of it.
He's my son. How can I stay out of it?
Francesca, you married a diplomat. You know what that means. Be reasonable. I didn't arrange this posting to Los Angeles to get us both embroiled in a public scandal.
You know, I'll do the best I can. Not to hurt you or your career.
That's not good enough. Now, I know you must support your son. But quietly, privately. For my sake, for our sake, you mustn't get publicly involved.
It's too late for that. I've been subpoenaed.
Then you'll testify for Jeff.
I only wish I could. I've been called to testify, but not for Jeff. For Miles. I'm a witness for the prosecution.
Colby Enterprises
Be a settle out of court.
Are you countersuing for damage?
Even if you win, can you continue at Colby Enterprises?
No, we have no stake at this time.
Will your husband be recalled to London?
Lady Langdon.
I haven't realized this until now. I'm Jeff Colby walking in, but who will I be when I walk out?
Who you've always been. The man I love, no matter what.
Where's your husband, Mrs. Colby? Where's Miles Colby?
I hate saying this, even to you, Cecil, but Francesca's been cheating on me. I don't know for how long or who the man is. I do know this. The baby Francesca is carrying is not my child. And I'll be damned if she'll still be my wife when that baby is born. Signed, Philip. That is Philip Colby. Your Honor, I submit this as plaintiff's Exhibit A. Now I'd like to call my first witness to the stand, Gregory Farnsworth. Any word from Miles?
None. He just disappeared.
We'll find him. If he doesn't turn up soon, he might as well not turn up at all. Now, as an expert graphologist or handwriting expert, can you state unequivocally that the letter designated as Exhibit A is from the hand of Philip Colby?
According to my analysis of Mr. Colby's handwriting from this period of time in terms of formation of character, angle of placement, pressure of the...
Yes or no, please, Mr. Farnsworth. Is this the handwriting of Philip Colby?
Yes, he wrote it all right. No doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd say Phil was upset when his wife wrote him that she was pregnant.
Upset as in worried, you know, will I be a good father? How will this change my life?
No, he wasn't worried. He was, well, he was angry, put it mildly. In fact, I'd never seen him that angry before.
Thank you, Mr. Grogan. No further questions at this time.
Your witness, Mr. Boydston.
Mr. Grogan, you say Philip was upset, angry. Was he an emotional man?
Well, he was the sort of guy that took things seriously. I mean, he really felt things, you know?
You mean he was emotionally unstable?
Objection, Your Honor. He's leading the witness.
Sustained.
You say he really felt things. What kinds of things? Depression?
He was sometimes down.
Did he have a temper?
I guess so, yeah.
You guess so? I thought you said you were his best friend.
All right, he had a temper. Yeah, he could get angry.
How angry?
Well, he sometimes flew off the handle, but then so did I. We all did.
Huh?
You can call it emotionally unstable, but you don't know. They hated us over there. After 2 years of that, we were all ready to snap.
Oh, is that what he did? Snap under pressure.
Objection,
Break
objection.
down.
Mr. Boydson. Look, we were all under a lot of...
I withdraw the question. Thank you, Mr. Grogan.
For my next witness, I call Constance Colby Patterson.
Well, he was a fine man, sensitive, sentimental, but not unstable. Just a simple, loving, caring man.
Not, in your opinion, a man who'd idly write a letter full of vicious accusations about his wife.
That is not what I said.
Unless they were true. Or was he the type of man who'd lie about his wife?
No, he would never have lied. He was just mistaken.
No further questions.
You're familiar, Mrs. Patterson, with your brother Philip's police record.
Objection, Your Honor. It's irrelevant. Philip Colby is not on trial here.
His credibility is, Your Honor, I'm trying to establish his mental and emotional condition.
Overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Well, I believe there was some trouble with the police.
Some trouble? 3 arrests for drunk driving and 2 for assault? Wasn't his drinking and brawling the main reason your father cut him out of his will?
No, I mean, he would... I don't know. My father did not confide in me.
Weren't these drunken brawls usually over women? Wasn't your brother habitually, irrationally, and excessively jealous about women in his life?
Well, he was young.
Immature, violent, alcoholic, and jealous. Wasn't that the real Philip Colby?
He drank too much, and that made him difficult, but he would...
No further questions.
I call Francesca Colby Hamilton Langdon. That's a long list of last names. Quite a few men in your life?
I was widowed twice.
It's only your first husband we're interested in. How long was Philip Colby in Vietnam?
A total of, I think it was 22 months.
And you saw him how many times during that period?
3 times. Once in Hawaii and twice here.
Now, you were a young woman, a newlywed, when your husband first went overseas. Were you lonely?
I missed my husband, if that's what you mean.
Did you miss him enough to look elsewhere?
Objection.
Overruled.
I don't understand the question.
Did you see other men?
No. I socialized, but some member of my family was always present. Most of the time I stayed at home.
Like the princess in the ivory tower.
Like a wife whose husband is serving his country overseas.
We've all heard about such wives. Perhaps your husband did too. Perhaps that's why he wrote that letter.
I don't know why he wrote the letter.
Oh, I can think of some possibilities. For example, while your husband was away, did you ever venture forth from your ivory tower and sleep with other men?
Philip and I loved each other. On his last leave, our son was conceived. I don't know why he wrote what he did. Maybe he was lonely. He had malaria, maybe...
Your Honor, may I have an answer?
The witness will answer the question directly, please.
Could you restate the question?
Did you ever cheat on your husband at any time? Excuse me, Your Honor. You found Captain Holmes?
Colonel Holmes, now. That's why it was so hard tracking him down. Almost as hard as getting him to testify.
Your Honor, is counsel for the plaintiff requesting a recess?
No, Your Honor. I'd like to proceed, but we have some new and rather conclusive evidence I'd like to present. I'd like to call a new witness.
Very well. You may step down, Lady Langdon.
I call Colonel Timothy Holmes, United States Army Medical Corps.
I was a medical officer with the Army's advisory group in Saigon at that time. Lieutenant Colby was my patient for about a year before his death.
This is a medical report dated May 23rd, 1957. That is your signature?
Yes.
Colonel, I understand your reluctance to breach the confidentiality between doctor and patient. Will you tell the court, in layman's terms,
what this report says?
It says there's no possibility that Lieutenant Philip Colby could have fathered his wife's child.
And why is that, Colonel?
Philip Colby was sterile. He'd always been sterile. He couldn't have been the father.
So whoever the father was,
the man sitting over there is not a Colby.